Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Sunday, January 26, 2025. Well, I have a friend over on the X platform by the name of Hilarion. I have mentioned her before, and she asked me to investigate something, and I agreed to. Now, it's going to take a little bit of preface to get into how I'm going to approach this read, and I'll explain why as we go. So, first, the disclaimer. This, as the title suggested, is going to be a somewhat woo type of video. If your lens isn't big enough to consider that we may be in some sort of a matrix, that we may have some programming that is failing and causing glitches in that matrix, if, and things along that line. If that is just a little too odd for you, skip this video. Okay, I'll see you back on something more traditional. But I have learned over the years to have an open mind and a pretty broad worldview. And so I can encompass these possibilities, even if I don't totally buy into them yet. I use the word yet a lot. As my journey has gone on, I've gone from saying fairly often, oh, no way, to saying, I don't buy that yet. I'm not buying it completely yet. Well, here's the reason that I'm saying that I'm going to have to do a little uh, introductory work before we tackle this subject. Hilarion was wondering what had happened with Adam Schiff. I've got a few photos and images I want to show you before we get into the read, but he was appearing quite well put together when he did the Senate hearing with Bondi. And then within a day or so later, he looked really roughed up. Now, Hilarion is thinking that possibly this is some of that false matrix programming falling away, and we're seeing kind of the real deal. And I don't know. I don't know about that. That's what we'll be finding out as we do the tarot read. But what makes it a little tricky for me is I believe that Adam Schiff, the original Adam Schiff, has been dealt with for crimes against humanity, and there's been someone playing his part for the last 3, 4 years. There was chatter in the alt media community that he was dealt with at the spa back in 2021. And I haven't seen anything that has made me think that that was false reporting. I'll just leave it at that. However, that doesn't mean that the person that's been playing the part wasn't being propped up or sourced out of Team Dark. So that makes it possible for what Hilarion is wondering about him. And I don't know. We're going to find out what the universe wants us to know. Again, since I think we're dealing yet again, we're told we're in a movie that there's thousands and thousands of people playing the parts of well-known people. It gets tricky to have our energy focus on where we want. So that's why, if you're one of the newer viewers, oftentimes when I've got someone I'm going to ask about, I use the term the person seen in the public eye as, because we really don't want information about someone that's been dealt with years ago. It's not going to be relevant to the question today. We want to know about the person seen in the public eye and the actions. And if for some reason I'm wrong, and someone say Adam Schiff still is the original, then still we're honing in on the correct person, one way or the other. So it's kind of my fail-safe is having that phrasing go that way. Well, I'm going to take you to these items and want to share with you what I've got so far and a little bit of the rationale behind why I think we're going to be asking about a 2.0, and then we'll get into the tarot read. So hang with me here just a second, okay? So I put a few pictures together. Here was Adam Schiff when he was doing the Senate hearing with Bondi. Within a day or so later, look, he's really looking rough, okay? He's got swollen cheeks, and he's not the only one. People have noted other individuals having these swellings, almost like something's trying to protrude through the surface here. And then that looks like he's got a skin tone bandage on it, so he looks pretty rough there. Now, one of the reasons I think he's been dealt with, he was mentioned here in this 17 posts back on June 29th, 2020. And this kind of, talking about Schiff investigation hearing coming, and there's some double entendres in some of these posts. So was it him doing the investigating or being investigated? Now, I found a number of mentions for Adam Schiff in those 17 posts. Here's one with him with a young man, and let your enemy dig their own grave is one of the comments down here. Every time Schiff talks, he turns Americans away, although charges against Schiff would be pretty badass, someone said. So he's looking pretty rough, right? And I had another photo that I got of him with an even younger young man. And yeah, so with that 2020 talk about investigations and what have you, and then chatter in the alt media community that in 2021 he actually was dealt with, it's kind of leading me to think that that may indeed be true, and we're looking at a 2.0. Regardless, though, if that 2.0 was being propped up by dark energy and that propping is going away, it'll be interesting to find out. So I'm going to get into the tarot portion of this video. I'm going to be asking the cards, the person seen in the public eye as Adam Schiff. Um, let's see. We want to find out if there's truth in the speculation that some MK Ultra programming is falling away and we're starting to see the real one. Do we want to go that way with it? Or do we just want to just get insights and information about what is going on with his face? I think I'll just do that and see what the universe wants us to know, because then we're not narrowing it down so much that we can't get some surprising insights. So I'm going to switch the camera. You can watch me with the cards and we will find out what is going on with his face. And he's not the only one. Alex Jones has got some lumps and bumps going on too. So that's what makes me think, I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. I think we just need to ask a question relevant to whether or not this might be a 2.0. Okay, here we go. I hope this hasn't been too woo for you and you stayed with me, because it's going to be fun to find out what the universe wants us to know. Okay, we would like insights and information about what is going on with the face of the person seen in the public eye as Adam Schiff. Did he just get beaten up? Wrong place, wrong time? Is some programming falling away so he's not able to maintain a charade, a facade that's fake anymore, or it's faltering? Because we did have some insights in a previous woo search that is going to be happening, that we need to be ready for it. Or what else could it be? It's one of those two, I think. He's either been roughed up or some supporting technology that he was counting on to touch to Photoshop his image is falling away. Okay, we got the Page of Wands, Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Four of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Four of Pentacles. Kind of interesting here. Okay, so we were asking about the person seen in the public eye. And we got the indicator for him is the Page of Wands. Okay, so let's get just some information I'm getting intuitively from these cards. The Page of Wands is indicating the subject we were asking. Now, if you've watched me for any length of time at all, you know that for me, maybe not for other readers, the Page of Wands is kind of my unofficial white hat card. We're not going to call Adam Schiff a white hat in any shape or form or version of him that's out there. So that's telling us that this was white hat related. What has happened to him? The lumps and bumps that are showing up. Now, it's a kind of a sad situation. He's going to be seem to be healing. So with the Five of Cups being our clarifier, yeah, the bruises are going to go away. They're not going to be manifest there. But what I am getting here is that yes, he's a 2.0, has been for quite some time, as I said and suspected. And we need to use our emotional intelligence in viewing um, these people and understanding that there is truth to the fact that our matrix is changing. There is dark energy that is being removed by the diligent efforts of light workers, and it is making a change in our reality. Let's look at the near future for some further insights. We have the Four of Cups showing up here, which it can indicate in a personal read, kind of a boredom period, but not when we're talking about current events and when we're talking about politics. What this usually is saying is don't get so focused on what's in front of you that you don't forget to broaden your perspective and look. So this is kind of that nudge to us to, yeah, use that broader perspective, use that broader lens, and understand there is more going on than what is apparent in our wonderful world as it goes from dark to light. The Queen of Pentacles is just kind of a reassuring card here, just letting us know, hey, first of all, another thing too, we got multiple coins going on, and that is always a nod to some strong feminine energy. And one of the things we have talked about in the past is how, in addition to going from dark to light, part of that process is going to be coming into balance. The divine masculine and the divine feminine. So this is kind of a nod to that. There's lots of layers of information going on with these cards. So that's kind of cool to see. But again, we're getting a nod. Yes, he's at 2.0. His lumps and bumps are going to appear to get healed. And um, I kind of get that it's the Matrix nod is here. Absolutely. But I think there's more going on. I don't think it was just some screening that failed. I think he got some uh, a lecture, a lecture. And in the future, there's not going to be as much expense spared in trying to keep us fooled about who is a 2.0 or what someone's real appearance is. It's time to stop funding those things and let people see for themselves what the world we live in is truly like, or more of how it truly is. And so there's not going to be as much investiture in uh, these clowns and characters that are playing parts. And so that's kind of cool to see. So Hilarion, you did get a nod here, a nod, not a huge affirmation that because I think he's not the best representative of what's going on with the um, battered visage that he's got. I don't think he's the best representative for, showing some of the results of the work you do. But we did get a nod that you're right. You're right. That is what's going on to some extent. Absolutely. So let's recap. Well, first of all, I gave due warning that we were going to get a little woo in this read. So if we were talking about concepts that you're not ready to at least consider, you were invited to come back another time. If you stuck with us, we were asking, keeping in mind that it was quite likely that Adam Schiff is a 2.0 and has been for a number of years. We asked about the person seen in the public eye as him because someone has been playing his part. If that's not him, what was going on with his battered face that he had this week? And I did this read at the request of my friend Hilarion, who does work that's in the non-physical realms and has seen some amazing results and is kind of anxious for us to start noticing some of those changes that she has worked so diligently on with, other light workers. And so we asked what was going on, just what was going on with his face. Well, first of all, we did get a nod. He is a 2.0. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the events surrounding that appearance of his definitely weren't ones he was happy about. The white hats kind of are involved to some extent with this. So I think some of those lumps and bumps, well, we did get a nod that yes, it is a case that we are going to notice people with having some structural differences and things like that as programming falls away that supported kind of a fake facade. Um, I think some of this had to do with the fact that he may have had some consequences for some of his Actions and attitudes. Oh, you decide to snub Mr. Trump. Maybe not everybody's happy about that, huh? But we also got some confirmation again to look beyond the obvious, yes, to widen our worldview. And we're going to be learning some very interesting things. We got a nod to the fact that with the two queens showing up, that part of what's going on, again, I think this is also a nod to some of the work that Hilarion does and those other light workers, is that process of bringing our reality more into balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And one last interesting tidbit. It looks like the White Hats have decided to stop funding as much of these false fronts as they have in the past. So we're going to start seeing more people that are obviously 2.0s or further, 3.0 or 4.0. They're just not going to be supporting that fake public figure that they might have been projecting in the past. And again, because of some changes with the energy going on in our reality and the changes that are making where we're going from dark to light, they're not able to draw that in and use it, they being, Team Dark as they used to. So we're going to start seeing we're getting a little more real and it's high time for it. So that's it for this video and this exploration, which was a little woo into, hey, was it matrix programming fail or what? And I do thank you for staying with me if you chose to, very much. Now, if you're willing to receive it, until next time, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. I don't take you for granted, and I thank you so much for being one of my viewers. Bye.